have a dog, but I don't. Well, I worry because I'm at work, and I would be worrying while I'm at work what he's doing, and if he's happy, or if she's happy, and and I always feel that when I go to work, I'll be abandoning her.
Oh no, they get used to it. They get used to it as long as they have food and water. Yeah, as long as they have food and water, and you take them out to do their duty, before work, and as soon as you come home from work, they're fine. They're absolutely fine. I've had dogs since the day I was born. My dad bought me a dog, so believe me, they adjust. It's just the first part of training them to do their duty outside. That takes a while. And and I know this sounds mean, but there's some dogs that I've had to crate, when we weren't home, because otherwise they'd tear up the house because we left them. And it's not a mean thing to do. It's actually helping to protect that animal, because you don't know what they're going to get into when you leave the house, if they're the type that, tears up things. I'll tell you, I had a German Shepherd one time. Oh, my gosh. I lived in an apartment. I had a German Shepherd. She weighed 120 pounds. Big dog.
Oh, God bless.
I loved her. She was fantastic. But she was so very smart that when I would leave, and I didn't crate her because at first I didn't think she would do anything because she was such a good dog, when I would leave for work, I'd come home. She would have actually opened up the cabinet door that's underneath the sink, pulled out the 25-pound bag of dog food, ripped it open, and would eat it even though she had food in her bowl.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Smart animal.
Yeah. Another time, I wasn't thinking. I took out hamburger meat, threw it in the sink, to defrost, and I went to do something. I came back and wasn't thinking how big she is. She jumped up by the sink, with her front paws, and she got a hold of the hamburger meat. So, it's things like that you got to watch for. Other than that, I love, love, love my dogs. They're so good. They're so good. So it all comes down to training, and the love you give them.
And I liked, what I liked? I liked what he said about the pit bulls, because no one here believes me, because I said no when they say pit bulls attack, and there was one. We had a pit bull attack, across the street from our library, right? And I said no, and I'm telling people no, that's learned behavior. I said no dog is innately evil like that.
No, that's very true. And you know what? The thing is, another story I have to tell you is that I had that German Shepherd, and she was the kindest dog that you ever met in your life. And I had her for a little over a year. And then, in the meantime, I had gotten pregnant with my youngest son, and he's the one that changed my hormones, as the doctor had told me, and made me allergic to the dog. And German Shepherds, they shed a lot. I mean, you can't, pet them without getting a handful of hair. So I was having really severe allergies from that. So I had to get rid of her. And I didn't want to just get rid of her to anywhere. I didn't want to send her to a place that they're going to, put her down if she's not adopted right away or anything. So I had called the police department, and I asked them, how do I get in touch with somebody that does takes the dogs on to do the drug sniffing and stuff like that? So they gave me the name and number of the place, and I called them. And the guy that came, he says, go out in the backyard with her. He says, and I'm going to do some tests. I said, okay. Well, he didn't come in the backyard with us. He stood outside of the fence. And he was throwing the ball and a stick and saying things to her, and she was all cooperating and everything, except not as fast as he wanted her to. But the one test that stood out was that he was doing rawr, monster kind of thing, like if he was coming after me and raising his hands. Never in my life would I have expected my dog to want to jump the fence and attack this guy. Never.
Oh, my Lord.
Ever. She went to go after him, and that's what he was looking for. But because she didn't pass some of the other tests quick enough, they didn't take her. And I ended up getting her to a good home, thank God. But I never expected that. And so that's what you were saying, that's, not something that they really do on their own. Unless, 1, they're provoked, 2, they're treated badly, or 3, they're trained that way.
Right. And I hear people that upsets me that say, no, there's something in their DNA. I can't stand. No, that's learned.
Yeah, definitely. It comes from somewhere. It's just like a child is not born bad either, So it all depends on what's going on in life and how they're treated and, what they learn from their environment or their so-called friends and, how they're going to make up their mind on what they're going to be like. So, you kind of have to think of your animals in the same way. So thank you, William, for bringing that to attention and for supporting our animals. We really, really do appreciate that. I do not have confirmation yet, but I should be getting it shortly. So watch for our tweets at Take Two Radio and Take Two Radio Crew with the number 2. And also on my website at take2radio.com, because hopefully on September 25th, Wednesday, we are going to have a YNR actor with us. So we're just waiting on that confirmation. So once I get it, it'll be out there, and I hope you will join us then. Until then, we are taking a little bit of time off, and for sure we'll be back on September 30th with, well, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to say. Should I say?
I don't know. I don't even know who's. I'm in the dark.
Well, you better know. You're working with me that day.
I know, but I know the gist of it, but I don't know which. I still don't know which two.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. There's an Indiegogo project out there right now, and it's called, oh my gosh, it's about dead. I think they just recently gave out information about it, too. Let me see if I can pull it up. Anyways, it has Days actors on there. It has Eric Martzoff, Julian Clare. It has John J. York and Patrika Darbo. Gosh, I'm looking for it as we're talking. Who else is on there? Brian, oh, Lordy B. Sorry, Brian, I can't think of your last name right off the top of my head. But anyways, some of the actors from that will be joining us, and I have been tweeting it out. I have it going out on a daily basis, and hope that you are helping to fund this project because it's going to be so funny. Please let me find it. David, where is it?
Indiegogo? No.
I'm looking for the actual name of it and the link so I can tell people while we're on the air.
Let me see. Is it? You said that sounded pretty accurate. What you said.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the name of it because it actually doesn't have a name to it because they wanted to keep people guessing. But I'm looking really quick to see if I can find it, and if not, you know what? It's going to be on the website, and it's definitely being tweeted out. Why can't I find it? Oh, here we go. I found it. Brian Beacock is the other person that's in it, and you should watch the video. If you go under Indiegogo.com and it's called Acting Dead, a semi-dark comedy about zombies. So they've added that zombies to it because before it was saying about blank. And we're like, okay, yeah. So it says, well, as you can see from the video, we wanted the show concept to be a big surprise, but the Hollywood powers that be, i.e. our producers and also zombies, are forcing us to be fully transparent like Alex. So here's all the gory details. Acting Dead, a semi-dark comedy about the world of Hollywood zombies, and not just the ones living in Beverly Hills. What if your acting career had taken a turn for the worse and your only option to get a role to be cast in any number of the ever-growing zombie-based TV shows and movies was to actually become one? Acting Dead takes you into the afterlife of Tate and Alex, both struggling to get by, living in their new skin or what's left of it. But life doesn't slow down just because your heart stopped. Tate and Alex come to realize that even undead actors face the same problems as the living: staying in shape, part-time jobs, getting a better agent, Hollywood mixers, blind dates, and self-esteem issues. Add to those problems the occasional urge for brains and biting, zombie and ghost method acting teachers and keeping their decomposure. Tate and Alex discover that it's not so easy acting dead. So you really should check this out and donate $1 or more. I mean, it is hysterical. You've got to watch the video that goes along with it. And I'll be putting this on my website tonight after the show. So with that, I want to thank you, David, for joining me again. And thank you for the listeners. Thank you for everybody that called in. I'm sorry we didn't get to your calls, but we'll definitely have William back for calls and questions.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, sounds good to me. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Stay safe, and God bless.
And, Pam, you stay safe.
I will, thank you. Good night.
Good night, everybody.